So guys, we need to talk about one thing. One-handed cuts. And ever since filming that tutorial, free of charge by the way, we had to address several issues. My hands are too small, my hands are too small, my hand is way too small, my hands are too small for the Charlie cut. And since most of you guys are still struggling in lockdown, just like me by the way, wonder why there wasn't any videos on our channel, I thought I might share something really special with you guys. So the idea sprung to my mind as soon as I joined the live stream by Bizau Christian, a fellow cardist magician from Romania. He is currently funding a project that is called the cardistry game. So the point of that is there's a special deck of playing cards where the host deals playing cards on the table, and there's, instead of just random value, there's a list of certain moves that is written on these playing cards. And depending on what playing cards you get, you are required to perform a move. So it's basically like Uno, but for cardists, but requires skill. Fun fact, I sucked at this game. Work well every time, so I have this square. But I've got the hang of it by the end.
A display.
A display. I'll be doing the instrument again.
Yep. A fan.
A fan. I'll go with Carnahan.
Yep. A spread.
Spread. I'm gonna be doing Lipple spread, just
Yep.
the classic one. So the point of the game also was that you can't repeat your moves that you have already performed previously during the round, and a lot of moves, for me at least, it happened so that had to be performed in one hand. And that's when I thought that there's actually two cool exercises, combos that you can perform nonchalantly while watching your favorite December Boys videos without even paying attention, and still enhancing your overall technique, dexterity when you're performing one-handed cuts. And these are two really cool kind of running one-handed cuts, or at least like looping one-handed cuts that you can do nonchalantly without even paying attention, and maybe increase your overall techniques on different one-handed cuts. And I hope this will help you. So let's jump straight to the tutorial. So the first flourish consists of two flourishes that probably a lot of you know, which is the first one is revolution cut, and the second one is an inverse variation that I've seen a friend of ours perform, and I've seen it pretty much performed before, but I just was reminded of that thanks to Young the Bunny, one of the runners-up of the Cardisticon Championship. Well, not necessarily runners-up, he was one of the top 8, I think, finalists. So in order for this to work, you would need to master the revolution cut. We have explained that in multiple videos of ours on our website and our channel as well. So basically I'll be going over the techniques that you need to know in order to master the revolution cut. I'll be leaving the links in the description, maybe those will help you out as well. So what you do is there's a few ways to get into the revolution cut, and basically the first one and the easiest one for me is when you're lifting up a packet as if you were going into a Charlie cut, like that. But for that one you would want to make a revolution cut, and that means that you are lifting it up like that, and then pushing the bottom packet like that, in order to rotate the top packet with your index and thumb, like that, index finger and thumb. So what it helps you is you're achieving this kind of gap in between these two packets at an angle like that, and you're inserting your ring finger in here. So basically this is the situation that is happening. When you're inserting your ring finger, you're kind of letting go with your thumb over here, and from now on, everything that is happening with your index finger and your ring finger. They are continuing this counterclockwise rotation, and now the gap is held by your index finger. The motion that you're performing right now with your index finger is you're just pushing this packet, which was the bottom packet, and is about to become the top packet, like that, allowing this packet to drop, and then you're just getting away with your index finger like that and covering these packets. It's a really complex flourish. It just seems like it's one simple motion, but in fact there's a lot of different subtleties involved. One more time, you just lift in the top packet, creating this small gap, inserting your ring finger, continuing the rotation, and then as you're doing that, you're lifting this bottom packet a little bit, allowing it to clear this bottom packet, which has become the bottom packet, which was previously the top one, and then leaving the packet like that fall like you would do in a regular Charlie cut. So now the hardest part about this sequence is of course creating the reversed revolution cut. So basically for that you would want to leave this packet, create the rotation, and instead of completing like the motion that you would do in Charlie cut, you just leave this packet rest on your thumb, and without letting go with your index finger, you continue the rotation. Now it's clockwise, and then helping out with your ring finger. It's really hard to do slow, but when you're doing that, this packet is basically rests on your ring finger like that. Then you're letting this packet a little bit fall down, and you're getting away with your ring finger. You can see it has just changed its position, and now you can close it. So one more time. You're letting this packet to rest, and sometimes actually I help with my pinky as well. I think it's a really decent pointer over here. So you do this and you close it. One more time. Create the revolution cut, you cut it backwards, and now you can close. So this is the reverse revolution cut. I think the pointer for that one would be try and lift the top packet that would be smaller than you would usually do with a regular revolution cut. That allows you easier to manipulate this top packet. So for the second cut, and that would be a little bit easier, but still it's something that might take you a few weeks to master completely. So basically, if you know how to do the classic Charlie cut, I assume you do, and if you don't know how to do that, we have already covered that in our other tutorials, so I would recommend you checking them out first and foremost. So for the classic Charlie cut, you would want to start with this high straddle grip, and from here you just split packets into two. Let this small packet fall down into your palm inside like that, push with your index finger, let go with your thumb, and close the packet. So for the Erdnase shift, which is basically the reverse Charlie cut, this is how it looks like. I would recommend you, of course, checking out the Expert at the Card Table by S.W. Erdnase, where this cut was published for the first time. It's actually a cheater's like gambling move when you are used to like cover this with your hand and make this kind of manipulation to put the required card on top. But still, it's kind of, sometimes it's used in cardistry if you are combining these two, and you can use that as an exercise. Just as you were with the revolution cut, you can use that one in like a looping motion and an exercise that I assume will enhance your overall dexterity. handling of the cards and eventually help you out on more advanced cards. So for instance, the revolution card and the reverse revolution card will help you out, I think, achieving the bolus, or as other people call it, trigger. And then from here you can go into more advanced cards, more advanced one-handed cards, and basically master those. So the exercise goes as the following. I need to cover the Erdnase shift, so here you go. You need to start with this variation of a straddle grip. Hold the deck like that. It's kind of weird grip. So you split the bottom packet like 1/3 of a deck with your middle finger, and from here you're just trying to glide this packet like that along this card, like that, along the face of this card. And you're doing that, basically you're facilitating that by sliding it with the ring finger. You must try and do this as evenly as possible so that you don't have this type of situation, so that it goes smoothly like that. And once you are cleared from this situation, you can actually just simply place this packet on top. So this is the technique. It's actually really easy. You are securing the bottom packet with your thumb and this short side with your pinky. So what you're doing is just this motion. And everything in this flourish or gambling technique is performed basically by your ring finger. Just like that. So just combine the two, and you have a really fun exercise to work with, and hopefully that will increase your overall dexterity and help you master other one-handed cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know in the comments what would you like to see more on our channel, and I'll see you in the next video. До побачення!